Hello, I'm not hearing.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Hello. Morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Fatari Adebola.
Fatai, good morning.
Good morning. Sir.
In a few seconds, we'll start. Just hold on.
Good morning,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Patrick. I will be the one taking us on this webinar, and this webinar is on the CH course, Certified Ethical Hacker. The course is actually owned by EC Council. EC Council is cybersecurity organizations, train cybersecurity. So you are welcome to our webinar. Sorry for starting a bit late, like few minutes late. So we'll dive in. I'll tell you what about the course, what's actually in, and we'll look at what we have for today. The Certified Ethical course is actually a rounded course, a grounded course, a robust course for hackers. There's this saying that, you know, this common saying on the street that says, if you want to catch a monkey, you have to think like a monkey. So in the hacking world, there's a saying that if you want to catch a hacker, you also need to think. You also need to think like a hacker, so that you'll be able to understand their tricks, their dealings, the way hacker deals. And if you don't really think like a hacker, you may not be able to catch a hacker. You may not be able to deviate from their plan, may not understand their plan. So this course is all about that. You know what the hacker thinks, you know how the hacker operates, you know how the hacker sets his or her trap, so that you as a security professional, you will not be caught unaware, you will not be taken unaware, or as a user of technology, you will not be taken unaware. So this course will take you through that. If actually you will need to do the whole of this course, it's very big and robust. Look at it. If I show you my next other slide, see, this is the course content or outline. Very big. You have 20 good rounded, well grounded topics as a hacker, right from introduction to hacking, to footprinting and reconnaissance, to scanning of network, to enumeration, to vulnerability analysis, system hacking, malware threat, sniffing, social engineering, denial of service, session hijacking, evading IDS, firewall, hacking web server, hacking web application, SQL injection, hacking network, wireless network, hacking cloud platform, IoTs, cloud, hacking mobile platform, then IoT, cloud, and cryptography. It's a well-rounded course. But in this our first webinar, we're going to look at, today I will just take us on introduction to hacking, and then from there, we'll take it from there as we move on. So what I'm going to cover today, I'm going to explain to you information security concept, explain hacking methodologies and framework, also explain to you hacking concepts and different hacker classes of hackers. Then the ethical hacking, I've been saying hacking now, but there's the ethical hacking. If I'm to hack ethically, the way that will not put me in trouble, the way that will not send me to jail, the way that I'll beat my chest and say, yes, I've done this legally. So we'll talk about that. Then also we'll talk about some techniques used in information security control, and also explain some importance of applicable laws and standard. So let's move to the first one. Please do remember that if you have any question, the chat box is available for you to type your question. After the class, if you need question to ask, you can click on raise your hand so that you'll be permitted in order for you to speak. So let me move on. Let's look at the first aspect, information security concept. Let's look at element of information security. Information security, the element. Yeah, what do we mean when we talk about information security? It's talking about a state of well-being of your information, of your infrastructures, nothing going wrong with them. So the element of information security, you cannot discuss information security course without talking about at least something we call a three-leg stool. We call it the CIA. CIA here is not talking about the Central Intelligence Agency, no. But CIA here talks about C for confidentiality, I for integrity, A for availability. So confidentiality means that if I tell you that this meeting or this webinar is confidential, it means that any other person that is not part here cannot, the information cannot be disclosed to the person. So the information cannot be disclosed to the person. Whatever meeting we are having or conversation we are having, and we say it's confidential, so a third party should not hear it. So whatever we discuss here should not go outside this four-wall more than we that have discussed this. Then integrity, talk about how reliable is this information I'm getting? How trustworthy is this particular information I'm working on? I can see some of us are raising our hand. Just wait, a time will come for that. Will allow you to speak. So how trustworthy is the resource, is the information I'm receiving, I'm getting. Then availability talks about what is that assurance that people, those of us that are to have access to an information resource, or those that are to have access to this particular information, they have access to it. The opposite of availability is destruction. Opposite of integrity is alteration. You alter it, so the information is no longer trustworthy. Then the opposite of confidentiality is disclosure. You disclose what you should keep secret. You are not disclosing it to others that ought not to have. Other element we also have there is the authenticity. Authenticity talks about this document, this information I'm having, how genuine is it? Now in our life, there's a lot of fake news going around. So you want to make sure that the news you are getting is authentic. So what are those things you use to prove that they are actually genuine, they are real? Then no reputation is saying that, okay, I get this source from Punch. You can actually see things that Punch cannot deny they were not the one that sent it. So it's actually an information for Punch. We can rely on it, we can trust on it. So that is what that is talking about. Listen, for every attack, for an hacker to hack you, there must be the reason why. So in a mathematical term, an attack or a hacking is equal to the motive or goal plus the method the hacker will use and the vulnerability. A layman word for vulnerability or another word for vulnerability is weakness. The weakness that the attacker is going to exploit. I'll give you an example that you will be familiar with. Now, look at somebody just called you and say, okay, you have won 1 million naira. You are happy. You're being happy. The man is giving information. Now, what is the weakness that the man is working on? He's working on your greed. That person that is happy, you didn't apply anywhere. You didn't play any game. You didn't do anything. Somebody is calling you that you have won. So he's working on your greed. You are just happy. You are asking for more. How do I claim it? So the man or the woman or the hacker will work on your greed. Because of that greed, which is your vulnerability, you can no longer see where other tricks that the man will work on. So for every attack to be successful, there is a goal, what the attacker wants to achieve. He's going to use a particular method and he's going to work on vulnerability or the weakness of the victim, which in a layman way, like the example I gave, is just the greed. So either the man wants to steal your money, he wants to cause fear, steal your information, or know to you. So let's be careful. Let's talk about classes of attack. There are a lot of classes of attack. It could be passive. In passive, the attacker or the hacker will just be monitoring your network, getting information about your network. He or she will not even inflict any injury yet. It's passive. So unknown to you because you don't even know that somebody is monitoring you. Whereas in active attack, the guy has monitored your network, getting information. Now, he's going to cause something. He could disrupt your network. He could make it for you not to be able to do legal business. A lot of things could happen. You have the close-in attack. The man is close in physical proximity to the target. The attacker is close in physical proximity to the target, and it could influence, it could disrupt access to information. The insider attack, this particular attacker, is part of your organization, is one of your employees. So he has legitimate access to your information. He or she could do things. So because it's insider, he tends to violate, lay down rules and procedure, the way you should access, so that he can have or create backdoor for him to be able to access information that, or to legal information that ought not to be. Listen, all over the world, 85% of attacks that organizations suffer, they are from insider attack. There's always somebody inside that will leak or give the information to the attacker outside. So there is also the distribution attack. Here, the attacker will tamper with software or tamper with hardware before they are installed or before they are sent out. So once they are not installed, because he or she has tampered with it, he has access to that hardware or software when the user is using it. In recent time, we have something we call information warfare. Information warfare, or in short, you call it info war. What does this refer to? Using ICT, information communication technology, to gain competitive advantage. And there are two sides of it, two types of it. You have the defensive. On the defensive, this talks about your plan the strategy you put in place or things you design to protect your information facilities against an attack. Whereas on the offensive, these are things you put in place in order for you to be able to launch attack against an opponent. So remember, info warfare, broken to defensive and what? Or offensive. So let's talk about the hacking methodologies and framework. The first one I have here is talking about the CEH hacking methodology. Look at it. Before you can hack, before a hacker can hack, there are some work he or she will do at the background. We call the first one footprinting. Footprinting talks about gathering information about the target. If I pick you as a target, I will not just attack you once. I'll need to do footprinting, or another word for it is called reconnaissance. I'm going to gather necessary information about you, unknown to you. After gathering this information, is then I will now pick from the information gathered. I will now know which one I'm going to use as an advantage to me to launch an attack against my target. If I've been able to gather information fully, I can move to the next stage of scanning. If it is an organization, I need to scan the organization network. When I scan their network, I want to see loopholes I'm going to use to come in as a hacker. Oh, if I've been able to develop that and I can enter, I will move to the next stage of using this particular methodology called enumeration. In enumeration, what would the attacker do? What will I do? I'm going to see, since I have seen the loophole, I've been able to enter this corporate network. What information can I see inside? What are the user's name? What are the password? What can I see that I can use legitimately? If I have that, I'm also going to look for, do a vulnerability. What are the software they are running? What are the systems they are running? What are the weaknesses? What are the ports I can see that are vulnerable that I will use? If I succeed in all of this, I can move to the next stage whereby I actually do the system hacking. I want to crack the password. I know users name. I want to try and crack password. I want to exploit vulnerabilities, take advantage of those weaknesses. I want to escalate privilege. Maybe I enter with an ordinary user account. Can I escalate my privilege to become an administrator in that organization I'm hacking? If I can do that, good. Then can I maintain access? Maintaining access talks about I can come in at will. If I can execute application, if I can hard fire on the victim, the target system, unknown to them, so that I can always create a backdoor and use it to call me. Then having done everything I want to do, I want to do what we call covering of track covering. Like I would delete log, because anything you do on an information system, automatically the information system records my log. So if I can clear log, I will cover my track so that if they are doing an audit, they will not be able to know that at a particular time T, I was inside, a hacker was inside. So I will clear log. This is on a particular methodology using the CEH hacking methodology. We have another methodology here called the cyber key chain. Cyber key chain is a methodology in intelligence-driven defense. We want to identify and prevent intrusion from happening. Look at this stage. If you are using this, look at what it says. In reconnaissance, you gather information about the target. You look for weak point. Then in weaponization, what do? You create payloads. Payloads could be an email. Payload is that thing you want to deliver so that when the person gets it, you use it to enter the system. Then after creating a payload, you now deliver. You look for the weaponized payload. How do you deliver it in delivery? It could either be through an email. It could either be through text message. It could either be through a USB. Like, for example, There have been a time we've created a payload on the USB. We went on the target site and we dropped it in their car park and waiting. Somebody that just came back from the car saw a USB inside a packet. He or she picked it up. So we are waiting for the person. If the person will put it on his system. Unluckily for that person, he picks a USB. You know what normally will come to people is for them to put it on their system. On getting to it on a desktop, he just put it in. The payload that was created on that system was automatically run, and the system for that they crashed. At least we were able to achieve the objective that the person could not work for at least 2 days. The number of days for them to fix the system, man-hour was lost. So be careful when you just pick USB from the floor and you just go and put it on your system. So sometimes some of the payload may not be to cause that. It may be to just, once you put it in, something has been installed that whenever you're on the internet, the hacker is aware. So the hacker will now move to exploitation. The vulnerability will be exploited and it will be using it to always come in. Then something could also be installed. Install a malware that will always initiate what we call a C&C, command and control center. So whenever you are online, it sends a signal to the attacker that you are online, and the attacker can begin to what? Do work, action on objective, begin to do that, perform anything he or she like on your system unknown to you. Unknown to you. On this slide, we'll talk about the TTP. TTP stands for techniques, tactics, techniques, and procedure that hackers use. The pattern of activity and the method associated with specific threat actor. Another word we use for hackers are threat actors or a group of threat actors. The tactics talks about the guidelines that describe the way the attacker will perform their attack. Whereas the techniques talk about the technical method that the attacker uses. Technical method, I can use an email, I can send you a WhatsApp message, an SMS, to all of this. Or I can send you an anonymous message wanting to download something. Then the procedure that or approaches that organization will follow or that they will use in order that a threat actor will follow. And there are numbers of them that can be used. You have another method here called the Mitre Attack Framework. This is another framework developed by Mitre Corporation. Mitre Corporation is a particular organization. It's a global organization. They study tactics, the adversary tactics, the hacker tactics and techniques, and they create their own methodology for hacking. Look at it. There's one thing you will notice that in all the methodology, there's reconnaissance, gathering of information, reconnaissance, and weaponization form the pre-attack, delivery, exploit, control, and execute, and maintain. All those ones form the enterprise attack. You have the Diamond model of intrusion analysis. This particular model wants to use what we call identifying clusters of events in order to put them together so that it can be able to correlate what has been going on in the particular system or what the hacker will be hacking. Now, he defined his soul into what we call the adversary, the victim, the capability, the infrastructure. The adversary is the opponent. The person behind the attack is called the adversary. The victim is the target, where the attack will be performed. The person that will suffer the effect of the attack is the victim. Look at the diagram here. The capability talks about the how, the strategy the attack is going to be performed. Then the infrastructure talks about the what, how to reach the victim. So adversary answer who is behind the attack. The victim is where, the target, the capability, how the attack will perform, the infrastructure, what that will be affected, So let's look at, let me explain more hacking concept and different classes of hackers. Depending on the hacker, they have their different motives, depending on what they have. So what does hacking actually mean? What is hacking saying? We will exploit, we take advantage of system vulnerability, take advantage of people vulnerability, will compromise security controls in order for us to gain unauthorized or inappropriate access to the system. Sometimes while you hack, you could modify system, you could modify application features. Systems that were not meant to be used in a particular way could be used in that way, more than the original way it was meant to be used. And most times, hacking can lead to stealing of information, sharing of stealing of intellectual property. That can also happen and lead to loss of businesses. It can lead to that also. So what are the classes of hacker? Or let's answer this question first. Who is a hacker? Look at it. Somebody that has a good excellent skill, computer skill. So it's called a hacker. You have a good skill. So it's a hacker. The first can exploit computer system, can exploit the software. For some people, hacking is just for them to probe. They are moving around. It's like a hobby. They go hack, do it for fun. Whereas some, it is intentional. Some don't probe around to gain knowledge, to do some illegal things. So whether you do it for fun or you do it for malicious intent, to steal people's information, could be credit card information, social security number, name, identity number, phone number. If you are not permitted, it is illegal. And if you are caught, you are on your own. If I use the street language, OYO, on your own. So look at classes of hackers. You have the black hat, like wearing a cap, a black hat. This person, he or she is good, but they resort to use their knowledge for evil, for bad. They don't care. They could hack your bank account, move your information. So whether you are suffering, it's not their problem. So that is it. You have the white hack. This person is good, but they use their knowledge for good, for defensive purpose. And I would like to put myself that I'm a white hacker, because I use my knowledge for good, for the good of the society, for the good of the organization, for the good of people. Now you have the gray hat. These people have their sound also, depending on their state of mind, they could use their knowledge for good, they become white, or if they could decide to use it for evil, say, okay, Emmanuel, just the way Emmanuel talked to me, I'm not happy, I'm going to tell him, I'm going to ensure it's not going to work well, or not to Emmanuel. So they are using it for bad. So they are, depending on their state of mind they use, that's why they are called gray hack. They can be bad today, they can be good tomorrow, just like that. So that you have the suicide hackers, those ones, they don't care, they bring down critical infrastructure, cause trouble, cause problem. If everybody is dying, they don't care. You have the script key. What do those ones do? This one just use tools. They are running some scripts. They got some tools on the internet, they are running it, and unknown to them, those tools were developed by hackers, causing some havoc. They are not aware. You have the cyber terrorists. They have good skills, but they are either motivated by religious or political belief to cause fear on a large scale, to cause destruction on a large scale. We have those that are called state-sponsored hackers. You have countries now sponsoring people to hack into other countries, hack the other government to steal information. Then we have the activists, those ones that want to portray their own agenda, political agenda. Because of that, they'll begin to hack, they'll begin to deface company, deface people, website, and others. Then we have the hackers team. This is made up of different hackers. They have resources, they have funding, so they could hack whatever they want to hack. We have those that are called industrial spies. These are the spies on people, other industries. They want to steal their work before they could launch. It's like you have a business. You have a business idea you are trying to launch. Your plan to launch is saying by July 1st we'll be launching. But unknown to you that you have spies, they spied your business idea. While you are planning to launch July 1st, they are launching June 1st before you. So they'll get to the market before you. The industrial spies, Then the insider, somebody that is part of you, is part of your team, he has privilege, taking information, selling it out. We have the criminal syndicate, another group of hackers. These ones, they are all criminal. They could sell your information for money. We have the hackers that are organized. These are miscreant, hardy criminal. They could use your device, infect your device, use it to cause trouble, to hack. So when it's being traced, it will be traced that the thing was from you, unknown to you that somebody else uses your devices. So let's explain the hacking, ethical hacking. You know this course we say ethical. I just talked about hacking, the bad way. But for you to hack ethically, the way that will not put you into trouble. So you use hacking tools, you use tricks, you use techniques to identify vulnerability and to ensure systems are secure. You've actually stimulated hacking. The way a hacker will hack, you verify that there are weaknesses in our system, in our procedures, in our things. Instead of the bad guy to see it, I'm seeing it, so let's patch it up so that we are not at the mercy of the bad guys. So you perform what we call security assessment, but with permission from someone in authority, either in your organization or for whom you are doing it. Once there's no permission, you are out. That permission, we call it in the hacker world, get out of jail. B, you have that B, that permission that if you are caught, you will not go to jail. You must have that permission and you must keep it very well. If you don't have it, whatever happen, no. So why is ethical hacking? Why is it necessary? Like I said earlier, to beat a hacker, you need to think like one of them. You must have the brain of a hacker in order to be able to beat a hacker. So you know what the bad guy should see, you are seeing it. So there are reasons why organizations recruit or want to have ethical hackers. Why? To prevent hackers from gaining access into their own organization information system. One of the reasons. To help safeguard customer data. To provide adequate preventive measures in place to avoid security breach. To uncover weakness. To analyze the organization's strength, security posture. Also to enhance security awareness. These are some of the reasons why organizations want to recruit ethical hackers. So this here answer the question, why is ethical hacker necessary? What are the questions that our hackers are necessary to answer? What the hackers look for? What can the intruder see in our system? What can they see? If they can see something, what can they do? Does anyone at the target organization notice an intruder attempt to, whether successful or not successful, was it noticed? Is all the component of information security within our organization, is it adequately protected, updated, and patched? How much time in terms of money, effort is needed to obtain adequate protection? The information security measure we put in place, are they in compliance with legal and industrial standard? The hacker or the ethical hacking will help you to answer all of these questions. See, as an ethical hacker, there may not be time to hack everything. So for a particular ethical hacking job you have to do, there will be the scope. This is the extent we want you to check for us. And there also be some limitations. So you work within that. Of course, I said earlier that you work by permission. So if those things are not there, you cannot hack. So what do I require to be an ethical hacker? A skilled ethical hacker. There are some technical skills, there are not technical skill. I classify into two headings here. I should understand the major OS around in the market, Windows, Unix, Linux, Microsoft, or depending on the one your organization is using. Also have the knowledge, a good knowledge of networking concept. At least then be an expert at the technical domain level. Also have knowledge, be knowledgeable about security areas and any related issue. Have high technical knowledge for launching various sophisticated attacks. But what about the non-technical skill? I must have the ability to learn. Technologies are changing. I must be able to learn new technology. The strong work ethics. I'm committed to the organization's security policy. I'm also aware of the local standard and law within the jurisdiction where I'm living that I must abide with. So having information security control, what is the term information assurance? Information assurance talk about an assurance that integrity, information has not been altered, availability is available to those who are using, confidentiality is not disclosed, people are using, and it's authentic, it's genuine, it's real. The information we are having, everything is in place, we are using them. And in order to have this, we must develop policies, develop processes, put guidance in place, put a lot of things in place, develop network, ensure they are all secure, they are okay. Also check for weakness and vulnerability in our network and make them to be up to date. Identify any problem we have and set them, create a plan to set them, certify that the information system, everything is okay. So you continue to check, we'll do continual and adaptive security strategy. What that means is that we are secure as at yesterday doesn't mean we'll be secure today. So we keep checking. If anything is changing, we are adaptive. We'll predict. If we look at what we are having, we'll protect our system using like what we call the defense in depth, protect the endpoint, each of the devices, protect the network and data. Then we'll detect, we'll do what we call continuous threat monitoring. If there's any threat, we'll keep detecting. Then if we detect any, we are going to respond. If we respond, we are going to predict the next move of the attacker, what our surface, where area can they come in, so that we predict, so that we are not caught unaware. We are not caught unaware. So for defense in depth, like D, is a security strategy whereby we put several layers of protection. Let me use this common analogy that all of us will agree with. Especially the female in the household. If you don't have, check. If you are married, check your wife. Or if you are not yet married, you are saying, guy, check your sister, check your mother. Listen. Somebody, the female, they have gold earring, gold necklace. They don't just keep it anyhow at home. What do they do with their gold? They put it inside a particular locket, box, small box. Even after putting it inside that small box, like a box like this, if you put your gold inside, you lock it. They will not just keep it anyhow. They will take this locket that contains the gold necklace and earring, go and put it inside a bigger box, the wardrobe. They will still lock the wardrobe for it to be safe. Now, the room in which the wardrobe is, they will still lock the door. So we have 3 layers now. Not only that room, the door leading from that room to the sitting room, they will still lock it. The door leading to the sitting room to the veranda will still be locked. 5 layers now. Now, at the veranda, when they come out, they also lock the gate. Layer 6. 6 steps, 6 doors have been locked. Now, in the compound is fenced. They also lock the gate of the compound, layer 7. Apart from that, they also have a security guard that will add to it, layer 8. Supporting the security guard, they also have an accession door or a local door, layer 9. Various protection layer, so that if any person is coming to steal the gold, he needs to break through each of these layers. First of all, break through the door, break through the security guard, break through the gate, break through the protector to the veranda, break through the door to the sitting room, break the door to the bedroom, break the wardrobe door, then take out the locker, break it before he can see those gold. So you see series of layers being put into place. So also that's what defense in depth is. In information security, you put layer of security to make it difficult for the attacker to break it, to steal your information. Depending on what you are having, you do a risk. What is this uncertainty, the degree of uncertainty that my information will be stolen? What is the probability? What is the likelihood that this information I have will be stolen? So you rate it. See, take this. You have a rating, you have different things. There is this your chain you play with that you can just throw anyhow, but there's another one because it's gold, you have to protect it. There's the other one because it's diamond, you have to super protect it. So the risk of the diamond and the ordinary common iron chain, the risk of them, they are not the same, they vary. So your information, you classify it, you do a risk. What is the likelihood? Which one will likely the hacker will be interested in? You have to classify them and know how you will keep it safe. So in case anything happens, you have to manage the risk. You must identify things that are important to you. Do a risk identification, then you assess those things. If this thing happens, if I lost it, how is it going to affect me? Then you go to put this in place. What are those treatments I'm going to give for that I will not bear loss? What are those things I'm going to put in place? Then you now start monitoring. Is there anything trying to take advantage? After some time, you are going to review of those things you've put in place. I have here CTI, Cyber Threat Intelligence. In our days now, that everything we do from your house, you could pay for DSTV, you could pay for your light bill, you could pay for anything from your house. Even as you're in the class now, you could just pick up your phone. You could send money anywhere. You are using the cyberspace. So you want to begin to monitor cyber threat intelligence. What are those things? Every information I might receive, is it every link I will see, will I click on? So you do an analysis of those threats so that you know the one that you don't have to touch, the one you know that if I click on this link, this will cause trouble. This one is okay for me, so that you can be able to take some good decision, So before anything happens, you have a plan and direction. This way I'm going. You collect information, but in order for you to reach there, you're going to process those information and exploit them to see what you can get. You do analysis and production. Then later on, you're going to disseminate the information to your team. That is the cyber threat intelligence life cycle. So if something happens, sometimes you may simulate, okay, you may think this is the threat we are having, that we call it threat model. This is the threat that we perceive could happen to us. This is the threat that could happen if we do this, if we do that. You are modeling it so that you are preparing in advance before any of those threats becomes a reality, so that you'll be able to take care of them. But if peradventure an incident, a cyber threat incident happen, how do you handle it? What are the steps you have in place for you to handle it? That's what incident management will talk about. So you have incident handling and response. If I happen to this threat, this is how I'm going to handle, this is how I'm going to respond to this threat, and some of those things we are going to do. Nowadays, there are some tools, the artificial intelligence and machine learning, they are helping in cybersecurity threat. That's why sometimes you are using a computer and you want to open a link, or you go to some site, your antivirus will warn you that that site is not secure because he has seen some signature. Automatically it's giving you some warning so that you don't go. But you can decide to disobey. But if after warning you go ahead and something happens, you yourself will know that you were once warned. So they help AI and machine learning, they help us in password protection, phishing detection, threat detection, vulnerability management, fraud detection, network security, and they also do behavioral analysis. You also need to be aware of applicable laws and industry standard. that will help you in information security, like PCI DSS. PCI DSS stands for Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. If you work in an organization whereby they will give a card like your ATM card, before MasterCard or Visa card or Verb allow them to be issuing those cards, they must meet some requirement that their network, everything is in place. Their network, things are secure. They can protect cardholders' information. They build and maintain a secure network. They regularly monitor their network. They do maintain an information security policy and others before they are permitted. It's an industry standard in that particular industry. Or you talk about ISO 27001, 2013, talk about ISMS, Information Security Management System. If you use some organization, if you go, they'll say we are ISO 27001 certified. What they are saying is that they have things in place to protect their customer, their staff, every person that deal with them, their information. So they've established a robust information security management system in place. Your health insurance portability and accountability talks about things you put in place for you to secure health information of people if you work in that industry. Then there are other acts like the SOC, Sarbanes-Oxley Act, that talks about to protect investors and the public. This helps to increase the accuracy and reliability of corporate disclosure. Other acts like Digital Millennium Copyright Act, Federal Information Management Act, then the man that changed the whole world, GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation Act. It came into effect May 2018. It's because of GDPR that a lot of sites went to. Before GDPR, Facebook, for example, didn't have, if you delete or if you close your account, they will still keep it. But with GDPR now, there's that also that they should delete every of your information now. Or if they have to keep it, you have to give them consent. Consent. Without consent, they cannot. Then you have the Data Protection Act of 2018, DPA, or that this was in UK. Also, Nigeria, our country, also have their own. These are other countries, other laws in other countries being listed here and their websites. Other countries and law in each of these different countries being listed here. I just want to show, I will show you a little demonstration. Please stay on the line. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to show my demonstrations. I want to show you that how a hacker can hide something, even in a system without you seeing it. I'm going to do that right now. So I will stop sharing this screen so that I can share my other screen. Just hold on. I will share that now. Okay. Okay, I'm sharing my command prompt, my CMD screen. I'm sharing my command prompt screen. Now look at the command prompt where I am currently. I will type dir/p to display what can be seen here. These are the list of files in this particular folder. I am directory. I am. These are the list of files there. Look at them. I have 32. They are about 32 directory files list. I'm going to create a simple file using Notepad. I'll type a command, Notepad. The name of the file, let me use a file we can easily see. If you check my file, no file is there. I'm going to create a file called Lagos. Lagos is not there, so that we'll get it. Let me use it. Notepad, Lagos.txt column Abuja.txt. Look at this. If I press enter, a screen is going to come up. Yeah. Something is showing. Say, you can write that command. You can still check it out yourself after I've done it to work. It said, do you want to create this file? I'll say yes. Let me show you the notepad file I'm creating. So I'll show you what's currently on my screen. Just wait. Okay, I'll make you to see the whole of my screen so that I can see. So see the notepad file, lagos.tsc.abuja. I want to type something inside it. What should I type? Welcome to my CEH class. This is it. I'm going to save this file. File save. I have saved it. I have saved it now. I'm going to close this file. Close. I've closed it now. We are back to the command line. The command line. We are back to the command line here. Look at it here. Now, if I say show me the list of files, dir/p. dir/p. Look, you know I created a file. Look at it here. If you see the list of files, I can see Lagos. Yes, look at it. My mouse is on it. Lagos. Let me select it. Can you see it? Yeah, that's Lagos. But the file size is 0. You know, I created Lagos and Abuja, but I can't see Abuja. If you check from up, there's nothing like Abuja. So let me press enter, but we have seen Lagos. Enter. Bam. So everything. Now let me open that Lagos. Let's see the content. Notepad. Lagos. .tst. Look at the Lagos showing nothing inside. But the file I created just now there was something inside. Welcome to my CH class. This particular file now, nothing inside. Do you know what I did? Okay, I will explain to you. Nothing inside Lagos from here to tomorrow. But if you look at the list of files, you will never see Abuja. What I did was that I created a file called Abuja. The content I wrote was saved in Abuja, but Abuja is not physically being seen here. Abuja is hidden in a file called Lagos. If you open Lagos, you will not see the content. Let me show you so that you can see the full content. I will type now, it will just show. The full content will show. I'll bring it out. How do I bring it? That command I used before. Notepad, Lagos.tsc : Abuja. If I press this, the notepad file that will happen, that will open, will show you that thing will save. Look at it. Look at it. Welcome to my Abuja class instantly. I just exploited a weakness, a vulnerability that anything that is formatted as NTFS have. I've been able to hide one file in another file. The file that I actually put the content on will not show as list of file. The file that will show a list of file will have a size of 0, no content in it. So this type of techniques, a hacker can use it to hide file on a VT system. A hacker can also use it to install malicious file without the VT knowing. We'll merge it with another file and send it to you as an attachment. As I'm installing the main file, the other one is being extracted. So this is just a webinar, and this is the little I can take. So now let's attend to questions. So you can, somebody raise up his hand, unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, Yes, any question?
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, yeah.
My name is Adegbeson Oluwashola, and I came late into this webinar, so but I have some burning question.
Okay.
So my question is, as a software developer, can I also be an hacker?
Yes, yes, sir. As a software developer, there are topics. I did show everybody the OT. There are topics that deal with areas you creating web application. How will a hacker hack web application? What are the vulnerabilities that are there? Like SQL injection do affect web application. So you also can be a hacker. You understand so that if you are building software, you know how to securely develop your software, and also your team, if you are part of those testing, those things you also test for. So you can also be an ethical hacker. Okay, M.A. Abubakar, unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, hello, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yeah, thank you. Though I joined late, I think 5 minutes or 10 minutes to the time you made mention that that's all you can take. We have been having issues of trying to join, but we were with an error message of invalid meeting ID.
Wow.
So it was later on I now got another mail again.
Okay.
With this. So, well, thank you for this good opportunity by New Horizons. In fact, this is one serious topic or course I'm really looking at taking this year.
Okay.
Yes. So I was so happy to see this coming from the side, but I want to seek for assistance from you, that you provide the recorded link if it's been recorded for us.
It's been recorded. It's been recorded.
Yeah. So I hope it will be shared with us.
No problem.
And then secondly, if there is any guide, like a study guide to this CAH, like for us that looking at the possibility of taking this certification in due course.
Okay. To answer that, the recording will be shared, and the guide for the course, to get the guide,
that are not leaking out this information to them.
Okay, just hold on, sir. I'm coming. The guide, it's a code for everybody that want to have the guide. You need to be ready, fully ready to take the course. You pay, and they will give you your code. Only you will be able to have access to it. The code is going to come from EC Council to be given to you. Okay, Sam. Mr. Emmanuel, your question, sir.
I am asking that this question of a compromise of information.
Yes, sir.
Now,
yes,
we
sir.
give information to network providers, we give information to our banks, we give information to one to another, asking for one information that maybe to help us to do one thing or the other. But
Yes.
at time, having this on a form of maybe secrecy, you see that maybe hackers, I don't know, they'll still call it, please give me information. How can you, as a provider, be sure that this thing they are doing, as it's not coming from network providers or banks? How can we trust them? That is one. Two, is there any way you are taking a class for new graduates to come and learn and start from this, maybe a class where we can have a lesson, tutor for this lesson? God bless you.
Okay. If I get you right, let me rephrase so that you confirm if I get you right. I said we give out information to different provider here and there.
Yes,
How can you be sure that those information you are giving them is secure? Hope I'm right.
Yes.
Yeah. Then the second one is that Is there any way
Is there any
for
way young graduates to come
Young
and maybe a class where you can tutor them?
tutor this? Yes. Okay. For the second one, there is. My organization, we are doing that. New Horizon. We are at Ikeja in Lagos. We are at Lekki. We are at Surulere. We are at Ikorodu. We are at Festac. For those outside this state, we are in Oyo, Ibadan. We are in Port Harcourt. We are in also Abuja. All those, we have physical office there that someone can come in, that they can be tutored the full things on it. Now, as regard the first question, any way for you to be sure that we give out this information, they are secure. That's why those institutions, they've also implemented things in place. Regulators regulated them, also have things they want them to have for them to secure customers' information. They do that, but have this in mind. It's not only those people you have your information. If I want to get your information, I may not have to go to bank. One place I will go to, I'll go to social media, Facebook. I can get your information, just knowing your name. If I use Google from Facebook, from site you belong to, I can get a lot of information about you when I'm doing reconnaissance. So this course will also teach you the type of information you should put on your social networking site so that it will not be a problem to you later on. It will teach you and open your eyes to so many things. So I hope I answered that. Please let me see Abiola, please unmute and ask your question.
All right, good morning, sir. I really must say thank you for that wonderful seminar. I want to ask, my questions are in different parts. Number one is, for somebody that is not really IT savvy, or let me say just like a gray on, is it a course that one can take without any prior IT knowledge? Number one. Then number two, you had mentioned, you showed all of the courses. I mean, all the entails, about 20 of them.
Yeah,
how long is the duration? Yeah, how long is the duration that one can learn? First, can it grade on somebody that doesn't have IT knowledge, prior IT knowledge? Can they take the course? Then how long will it take to fully complete it? Then can it be taken virtually, or one has to be physically present at any of your offices? And then the last one is, what is the career opportunity for people that learn this? Is this something that is really readily, required? In terms of a scale of 1 to 5, or maybe in percentage, how well, especially in our climate, is this something that is really required here, like in, organizations? Thank you.
Okay, good. Let me answer with the third one. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a physical class. There's also virtual class. But I think last week I finished a particular part virtually. I'm in Lagos. They are not in Lagos. Some in Port Harcourt. There are some in Kano, like that. But we are meeting virtually, and everything was going on. So that one answer can be done. Then, as regard how long? It depends on the schedule. If it's a class that we meet every day, there are some people that are grown 90. We have a fast track. That one you must have good background. That's fast track. 5 days it can be done. 5 days, Monday through Friday. We'll start class 9 a.m. in the morning until 4:30 in the evening. We'll meet for 5 days. It can be covered. But there's also class for 3K. That one doesn't have to meet every day. We'll meet for like twice or thrice every week. And that one will span between 2 to 3 months for that. Then as regard grade, for somebody that doesn't have formal IT background, okay, I will not just say you come into CEH instantly. You have to understand networking. So there's Network Plus. The networking, So that because when we talk about network IP address, you want to have clearance before you come in. Have a knowledge around networking and information security fundamentals. Then before you come for CEA, for a clipper, it doesn't have. He has not done any IT course, anything related to ICOS. You need to that. But for some people that have that, they have those knowledge. You may not need to have that. You can come straight to it. There, as regard the last question of how readily is it being acceptable in the industry, in our client using Nigeria all over there, it is acceptable. It is highly, very, very acceptable. Recruiters are looking for it. I have people, yes, they've been working. I have tutored them. I have mentored them. And immediately we finished the class. The guy said, the reason the guy came, the guy was working, was not in IT, but he said he wants to enter IT and information security. So it was our class, we mentored them and the colleagues, he finished, he was able to transit from his job. Now he's now working for an information security company here in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. They are accepting them and they are okay. Okay, who else? There's this person, what is showing here is just iPhone. So unmute and ask your question.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Chairman.
Yes, sir. Yeah, many much thanks to Near Horizon for this great opportunity, sir. Yes, sir. My question is for an individual to dive into ethical hacking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there are different knowledges to be acquired, like web development, networking, and ethical hacking itself. So what course is compulsory to start with before diving into ethical hacking, sir? That's my question.
Okay, before diving into ethical hacking, like I
Yes,
said
sir.
earlier, you need knowledge to understand networking and information security fundamentals. That will
Okay, sir.
launch you into it. Okay, Mr. Uchenna, your question. Uchenna, are you there? Your question, on mute and ask your question on mute so that I can hear you.
Okay, I'm in a
Yes,
meeting.
I can hear you.
Okay, good morning, sir. Thank you so much for this wonderful class. So I think I've written down my question, but seems someone else have asked the question. I heard you mention networking. So for someone who don't have a prior IT knowledge, is it compulsory for you to have a networking idea before you can understand ethical hacking?
Yes. It's good. It's necessary to help you. It will be of help, because if you're in the ethical hacking class and they are saying, okay, we are going to scan devices, computer on the network, and we are going to scan by their IP address. Ethical hacking class is not the one that's going to teach you IP address. Networking class would have taught you. When they say class A IP address, it's not ethical hacking class. Ethical hacking is all about hacking. So you have that knowledge of those IP, those things, and some other things. When you begin to mention some protocols, which networking will help you. So that's why I do recommend, it's recommended you have that to go in. Okay, Mr. Shola Adegbesan, your question, sir. Yes, Shola, your question. Your question, please.
Okay, sir. Sorry, that was my network acting up. My question is cyber security different from ethical hacking, or are they the same, or are they related? Please expatiate on this. Thank you.
Okay, cyber security different from ethical hacking. I would say ethical hacking is a subset of cyber security. Cyber security is a big word. There are so many cyber security emphasis of, but ethical hacking is an aspect. So there's a lot of courses under cyber security. Ethical hacking is part of it, but here you are looking at the hacking. Like there's another course called CHFI, computer hacking and forensic investigator. It's also under cybersecurity, but that one look at cybersecurity in another way as a forensic investigator. I'll give you an example. Sometimes you send a message, you have sent a message, you've deleted it from your phone, but the forensic investigator has the skill to come and pick your phone, that deleted message you deleted, bring it out and tell you you were the one that sent it, so and so date, so and so time. This was the message, you'll be shocked. So each one has their own. They are all under cybersecurity. Okay, let me check the chat box. Is there any other question there? Marcel, you said you want to ask a question. Go ahead. Marcel, unmute.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Hello, I can hear you. Hello, Marcel.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Please, I want to ask some questions about ethical hacking. Actually, I've been to ethical hacking already, but I just decided to take this class. Let me know. There is no knowledge is wasted. So, for instance, now in Nigeria now, because I'm actually based on pen testing, you understand, and then web application testing. So I don't know, in Nigeria, is it possible one can actually get jobs with just your certification, your professional certification, knowing the skills about Linux and some of all these skills.
Please, sorry, I missed your last point. Please, you said come back that last one again. Please.
Okay, can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
Yeah, I said, is it possible? I said, my area of certification is in pen testing and in web application testing. That's the network penetration testing and web application testing.
Yes, yes.
So, is it possible in Nigeria, you can actually just get a job with just your professional certification in?
Without what? Is it without? Did you say without?
No, with just your professional certification in ethical hacking.
That you can get a job.
Yeah, with just your professional certification only. Knowing all the skills that I just mentioned.
Okay. If knowing all those things you just mentioned with your CE, you can get. If you see a company that is what they are requesting for. But sometimes some who say, okay, you have this, we need this in addition. So it depends. But I have seen people that are saying with just this. Like the one I told you about, it's not one person, there are up to 5 of them with just CEH. It was CEH that moved them from what they were doing before was not IT related. In fact, 3 of them were doing into customer service. That was what they do. But it was CEH that they did that now make them to switch, get a job into information security without this CEH alone. They didn't have any other one. And they went through all the process of interview and they were preferred. They were selected, and today they are still on it. It's possible.
Because I was thinking that you could not get a job. How do you know? I'm a major in computer science.
Yeah.
I just actually took the course in ethical hacking, so I can actually body my because I love cybersecurity so.
Yeah, you could.
But right now, I don't know in Nigeria if you can actually get a job. Major skills.
I said you are getting it. It's there. Of recent, not too long, Sterling Bank just did recruitment for information security. There were a lot of rules on it regarding to it that they were looking for people that have CH. CH was major in almost about 10 rules in all of their distance. CH was a must. So people could get.
So not the e-council certification, just like when you go for normal training at for instance New Horizon and you're given the certificate of completion for that course. Is it possible you can use that certification to get a job?
Okay, listen. You cannot come to training at New Horizon and not write the professional something. Do you know why? Because it's tied together. The way EC Council have done it is tied together. Having done the training, that's when you get the exam voucher. You've done the training with an ATC, so there's an exam voucher give it to you, and they'll give you a window of 1 year to decide when you will write. If you did not write, you just allow that voucher to waste. So you must write. You still have New Horizon certificate with that. So no, every person that go to training with New Horizon, for exam is inside. So they must write also the professional exam. So it's all together. Nobody just come with only New Horizon. You finish the training, you have New Horizon certificate, and the day you still finish, you have New Horizon training certificate. You still have a training certificate apart from the professional one from EC Council that you actually train at New Horizon, an authorized training center by EC Council. Then your exam voucher is already in your email waiting for you. So once you have the exam voucher, why waste your time? So once you do that, you are going to have 3. Before writing the exam, you have to certificate to show that you train at New Horizon, and also from EC Council attested to it. That certificate from EC Council can also be verified online that you actually train. The EC Council gave you that certificate, so you can put that. I just remember now a student of mine. I can call him if you want me to call him. That actually got job before he even write his exam. I have tutored him and this, and he put that one in. He just put on his CV that the professional exam in view. So he has gotten the job before when he got the job, they gave him 6 months to write the exam before he came to write the professional exam to get it. But what did he submit? The training certificate from New Horizon and the one with EC Council that it actually did the training. Yeah.
Okay, sir. But what about if EC Council?
This is your last question so that others can ask.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. You know, the EC Council certification, you know, some cases like it's very, very expensive. So I'm talking about like if you did S Plus, Security Plus, and just the training in CEH, like is it possible, like without the E Council certification itself, like just the certification you got from New Horizon, is it possible you could actually get a job with just the S Plus certification?
I just answered you. That's what I just answered. You are just repeating it. I just answered it is possible. But have you done that? Immediately you've done the CA training, you already have a voucher waiting for you. So if you have a voucher, you must still write. You have 1 year. It's not a must you write it immediately. Before you write, you can get. And I just remember somebody that I've done that. I want to add something. Somebody once asked a question that the duration, the whole of the course, if we were to keep it by hours, is made up of, it's a 40 hours course. So that course could be broken, that 40 hours could be broken down into 2-3 months. Or if you are meeting 8 hours every day for some interested in fast track, it will be a 5 days, 8 hours a day, 5 days. So that's the whole idea of it. Oh, Yemi, may Yemi, please? Yemi, I think your hand is up. Yemi?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. My question is this. For someone that just have knowledge on Cisco networking alone, is it enough to apply for this ethical hacking class?
So yes, you have Cisco networking. You already have networking knowledge.
Exactly, only networking. Although I would advise to put in for CompTIA S for.
S Plus. Okay, you did do Cisco security. Did you do Cisco security?
No, I didn't do S Plus.
Okay, you did do Cisco security. The S Plus was to give you a foundation on information security before you come for hacking. So, but you have done Cisco networking. You already have knowledge in networking. So no need to do networking plus. So that knowledge cover for it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. There's this person, your name is not showing, but what is showing is TechnoSpark 3. Ask your question.
Yeah? Oh, call him.
Oh yeah, ask your question. TechnoSpark 3. Unmute yourself and ask. Okay, I guess it's not there. Any other person? Before we call it a day, yeah?
Yes, sir. I have a question, please.
Yes.
Okay, my question is, before I start the CEH program, I want to know the operating system in which I should familiarize myself with more. So that's my question.
Okay, I will say familiarize. I guess you are used to Windows, true of us?
Yes, I use Windows and I use Ubuntu also.
You use Linux. And if you use any of the Linux variants, you are okay.
All right.
Any of the Linux variants is okay. But if you don't even know any of the Linux variants, you'll be learning. But if you have been using it, you get. So as you do, you learn as you do. Okay, everyone, it's been a good day. It's been a good time spending with you on this message. The link will be shared. With you so you can rewatch it. So thank you. And other information will be sent to your email. So thank you very much. At this point, we have to call it a day. Remember, I said that we have the whole course made up of 40 hours, which can be for some people that they don't have that time to spend 3 months, 1 week, 8 hours every day, 5 days, we'll still cover it. Online class available, then physical class also available. Or even for that fast track, physical class, one-on-one. What that means that they lock me as an instructor with you. We are together from Monday till Friday, every day. Really hands-on. Explain the concept, you go on, do a lot of practical, a lot of lab, a lot of things, all through. Before, when you are doing things, you don't know when 8 hours will get to. We just have some few minutes break, come back on it. So thank you for coming. Looking forward to seeing you physical class. So have a nice day.
Sure, you can bet on that. Hopefully, yeah, we shall meet face to face.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick.
Okay.
We really appreciate you. Thanks for your time, and thank you all, everybody. But for those who are interested in registering for the course, we just shared a link with you. You can just click on the link to fill the form, then you get a detailed information about the course. We have it in 2 forms. We have the corporate and we also have the individual training. The individual training is just for 2 months, while the corporate training, which Mr. Patrick had explained earlier, is just for 5 days. So whichever one you would like to register for, kindly fill the form in the chat box, then we'll send you a link on that. But also note that if you're registering for this class this week, you stand a chance of getting 100,000 naira price slash on CEH class. So if you register today, once we have your details, you just make a commitment, then you remove 100,000 naira from the total fee you are supposed to pay. So thank you very much for your time. We'll be waiting to have your details so we can send you the mail on the registration process and the course outline. So do have a nice day. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, excellent. Because now 6 people, so we they keep them 100,000. Because it's a no mention the price of the cost. Yeah? That's standard. First we see them start.